Hello guys, this is Mike from programming.org. I'm going to go over a couple Eloquent commands that we can run to make our lives a lot easier and not have to write out those select all from blog table commands in the MySQL terminal. So what we can do now is let's go back into PHP Artisan Tinker. You're going to be using that a lot, and now what we can do is I want to show you a simple MySQL statement. I'm not even going to worry about capitalizing it because that's a pain, and this is going to throw an error anyways. So select all from the blogs table where the ID is 2. Okay, so it did not want to use that. So let's see how we can do this in Eloquent syntax. I'm going to save this to the blog variable again, and we're going to say app blog find, and we're just going to pass in the ID. So let's say 2. And run that, and we have where the blog ID is 2, my second blog entry. So that is really cool. App blog find 2. Let's think of another example we can say. So let's say blog equals app blog, and we're going to use the where clause now. We're going to say where title, comma, my first blog. I believe that's what I called it. And let's run that. So we got the builder class. So what can we do now? We wanted to show this. So let's do that something a little bit different. Let's say blog equals app blog where title equals my first blog, and I want to do the get method so we can get the results, and let's see what happens. So we got our results. Pretty cool, huh? And notice this came from the collection class from Eloquent. And what else can we do? I want to create a new database entry from PHP Artisan Tinker. So let's see how we can do that using Eloquent. We're going to say, let's assign blog again to app blog, and we're going to say create. And inside here we're going to pass it an array, and the array is going to be title. We're going to assign that to, let's just say, third entry, comma, and then we're going to give it a body, and let's assign that to, wow, I'm having a lot of fun with this. Cool. So now what we have is we are creating a new blog entry, and remember, we don't have to have the ID and we don't have to have the published at. The problem is when we run this, we're going to get a mass assignment exception. So let's run this and I'll talk about what that means. So here we go. We got a mass assignment exception. So let's go back to our Sublime Text and our blog model. So think about this for a second. Why would we want a mass assignment exception thrown by Laravel? Well, this is a safety mechanism that Laravel put in to protect us against people being able to assign data to any field that they want. So in this case, we don't want people changing the ID, we don't want people changing the created at or updated at. For this app, it really doesn't matter, but think about a bank app or any other type of security issue, maybe messing with credit cards. So we want to go into our blog model, and we need to create a property that's protected, and we want to call this fillable. And what this means is we're going to want to say which columns are going to be able to be mass assigned. And for this instance, I just want to say the title and the body. Right? I'm going to save this, and I'm not sure if you're going to get the same issue. I'm just going to try it again. When I ran this, I got the exception again. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to exit out of our Tinker, and let's go back into it, Artisan Tinker. And then I'm going to run that command again. And to run a command again, especially if you wrote out a very long command on the terminal, just type the up key, and you should get all the commands that you've lately run. So that's pretty cool. So let's go to blog app blog, create, and we have this title, third entry, and body. Now I'm having a lot of fun with this. Now let's hit enter, and now we have our third entry. That's pretty cool. And what the create method does in Eloquent is it saves and persists our data at the same exact time. So that's awesome. We don't have to do that anymore. One last thing I want to show you in this video is how to update a column. Let's say that I want to update this column right here, and I want to say what I've been up to lately. Let's see, how can we go about that? The way I'm going to do that is I'm going to say blog equals update, and I'm going to update title, and I'm going to assign that what I've been up to lately. I don't even remember if that's the thing I just said, but it doesn't matter. Change that, save it, and we got a fatal error. That was just a dumb mistake on my part. I should have said blog and then an arrow to call the update method. I don't know why I did that, but we're just going to say title what I've been up to lately, which is making errors, and there we go. We got true. So let's take a look at all of our data again. And the way we're going to do that is just say app blog all, and let's just make this pretty by saying to array, and hit enter, and we have all of our entries. So we have our first blog, our second blog, and I said this was our third entry, and the reason I decided to change that was because I did make a test entry earlier that did become our third entry, so that's why I decided to make that the change, but you get my drift. So that is how you change data inside of a database. That's how you save and persist data inside of a database, and that's one or two examples of Eloquent. And throughout the course, we're going to have to start making some database queries to be able to display our database content to our views. So we're going to get more and more into different Eloquent statements.